Aloha and welcome back to Pineapple Top Hawaii. Mahalo for joining us once again for a quick and easy recipe that we love. St. Patrick's Day is around the corner, so I wanted to show you folks a simple and easy recipe that you can use to use up some of that leftover corned beef. So we simply cut off the ends from our sweet potato, boiled it, or you could steam it until it is fork tender. You don't want it mushy because you are making a patty, so you don't want it to mash up like a mashed potato. So do it until it's fork tender. We're gonna cut this up into small cubes, and then we're gonna cut up our corned beef, which is cold. We also are gonna be adding some onion, some white onion, and we're gonna cut that up in small pieces. If you don't like the strong onion flavor, you always could saute your onions before adding it in. Just make sure that it is cold because we will be adding a raw egg and you don't want to cook that from your onion. So when using leftovers, your recipe isn't going to exactly match the person who is making it. So I always suggest just kind of gauge with what you have. If you have a lot of meat and not enough potatoes, it's going to be more meaty than usual. So it's not going to look exactly like the other person's. But if you need a little bit more binder, you can add more egg, or you could add more panko. I call it panko, some people call it panko, I call it panko. So you're gonna gauge with what you have. Our corned beef is already salty, so we're not gonna add any salt. We are gonna be adding some garlic powder, which has no salt, and it's gonna really bring out a great flavor that we love. So like I said, if your hash patties are a little dry, you can add in more egg. If it's too wet, we add in some panko breadcrumbs, or if you have a couple extra potatoes, you can mash that up well if you don't have breadcrumbs or panko, and then that can also be a binder like how we did here. And that's basically it. Again, it is all your preference. So if you want to add in some green onion, if you want to add in some garlic salt, if your corned beef is not salty enough, go ahead and do so. This is basically just a rough sketch on how you can make yours, and you can add or take out anything that you don't want. So you can either spoon your patties onto your pan, or you can form it with your hand. It's all up to you and your preference. I'm frying these in some olive oil. Some people don't usually like to use olive oil because it has a low smoking point, but to me personally, I'm not gonna cook at a high fire that it's gonna smoke. It's basically perfect to cook if you cook at a medium to high heat in general. So we're gonna let that fry. Just pay attention to the edges of your patty. When those get golden brown, you're gonna want to flip it over, and it's gonna be crispy and crunchy on the outside and soft and meaty in the inside, so it's really good. Then you're basically at the home stretch. You're going to take it out on a paper towel, and you can eat this with an egg. You can eat it with simple ketchup. It's all up to you, but this is surely a crowd pleaser and something different to use up your corned beef with. So we hope you folks enjoy our video. Give us a like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next.